No team in the NFL signed Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick remains unsigned, although many sports experts agree that he is far more talented than many of the other quarterbacks who did find teams during this signing process, making it very obvious that Kaepernick's being blackballed for his protests last season, which I think everyone should be outraged about. A lot of NFL fans, I'm actually happy to see, have started a boycott. It's up to over, at last I checked, over 135,000 signatures of these fans of NFL saying that they will not support the NFL this year. They're not going to watch it. They're not going to buy jerseys. They're not going to do any of that shit because of what they're doing to Colin Kaepernick, which is blackballing him. He's not being unsigned because of talent or lack thereof. He's being unsigned because of his protesting, even though he's claimed he will not protest publicly again and has now moved on to his charities, which he does an immense amount for charity. It's actually disgusting when you think of the fact that he's being blackballed when you put in how much he's actually done and backed up his actions. He's donated all his jersey money. It's almost up to $1 million to charity. He has set up know your rights campaigns that he does across the country, where he goes around to inner city areas and helps have like clinics with these children and teaching these young people, children and young people and teenagers, how they should deal with police and what their rights are and how they should behave and all that stuff to help them in those situations and let them know what their rights are. Well, a lot of people don't know what their rights are and what they can and cannot do. So, he's trying to help with that. He also donates suits to poor people to help them when they go look for a job, if they need a nice thing to wear to a job interview. He has a program where he donates suits. He donates shoes. He does so much charity work. I'm not even listing all of it. And the NFL is the same organization that lets Michael Vick play after running a dogfighting ring. You got guys beating up their girlfriends in elevators. They turn a blind eye to all of that. But if a man shows some morals and principles and takes a knee for something he believes in, he's hurting no one. Just taking a knee during a song. No kind of protest is acceptable. They don't want you in the streets because you're blocking traffic and you're inconvenient and they got to go around you. They don't want you taking a fucking knee either. You can't do anything. Nothing's acceptable. They want you to be quiet is what they want. And they're especially hard on people of color who speak up. And, it's important to mention that because if you think about it, they did the same things to Ali. They do the same things to almost any person of color that stands up and speaks their mind. They'll push you down. They push them down harder, I think, than they do others. I believe that. I don't really think that if a white person had took the stand that Colin Kaepernick took, that they would have experienced the same repercussions, and people wouldn't have been calling them the things that they were calling him. I don't know. It's still somehow acceptable to act that way to certain people of certain skin colors, and you know what I'm talking about. So these minorities, it's somehow they're treated differently. It's really hard to explain in a way without, I don't know. I'm probably being too careful with it. I think it's fairly fucking obvious, but it's in every situation. And it's like, I don't know how they even make it where it's not okay to talk about it. You see, like, I saw Shannon Sharp screaming at some dude the other day. Not screaming at him. He was making fucking great sense, but you could tell he had lost his cool. Like, why do I have to explain this shit? How do you not know that I'm not being treated like you're being treated or you would be treated? Like, you're playing stupid. It's almost frustrating. Like, you can see them and you want to do it yourself when you're watching it from at home. When they're sitting there acting like they don't understand what's going on, you just want to fucking shake them. Like, how in the fuck can you say with a straight face that you don't understand? You don't see a difference. You don't see that the people are treated differently. That's a fucking lie. So I'm glad to see these football fans. Like, I watched a video of this one guy, and you could tell he was a huge fan. And he said he's not going to watch. He canceled his football subscription on TV, on DirecTV. He was a season ticket holder for the Dallas Cowboys. He canceled that, gave up his seats. I agree with that. I'm glad to see it. That's the only place they're going to feel it is in their pocketbook. If you stop watching them, their ratings drop. That hurts their ad revenue. If you're not buying their jerseys, they're not making the merchandising money. You're not going and paying $50 to go to a game, after you buy your drinks and your soda or whatever. they're going to miss that money. And if enough people do that, they will straighten up. That's the only thing they understand is money.